Welcome back to the channel, watch friends. Today we're diving deep into the world of dive watches with a review of the HELM Vanuatu TI. HELM is a very cool American micro brand that offers very recognizable dive watches. And if you're a fan of the Tudor Pelagos but looking for a more budget-friendly option without sacrificing the quality, then stick around because this might just be the watch for you to scratch that itch. Okay, it's clear that HELM has taken inspiration from one of the classics of the dive watch world, but let's see if it can live up to the hype. Let's roll the intro and let's find out. Let's kick things off with the materials that are used for the Vanuatu. This 42mm of horological tooltasticness has a grade 2 titanium case and bracelet, which is more corrosive resistant in comparison with stainless steel. This is the same material that Tudor uses for the Pelagos series. Having the watch in hand, we see that this watch is built like a tank, or submarine if you will. It is a very capable watch that looks like a mil-spec diver. It just looks the business. The grip of the bezel is very good and the legibility is great with the white big and bold hand and hour markers. Now I'm a big fan of dive watches from Tudor, but if you don't have the budget for the Pelagos or you are not willing to pay that much money for a watch, then this could be a very good alternative that offers the same design elements and look and feel as with the Pelagos without of becoming too much of an homage. At a certain point the brand HELM came onto my radar after watching one of the reviews from Jody from Just One More Watch a couple of years ago, and what drawn me into this watch was the recognizable design language that we can see throughout almost the whole line of watch models from HELM. But at the same time it offers a familiar look and feel as I get from the Tudor Pelagos models. That dark, almost gunmetal grey color of the grade 2 titanium with the black dial and bezel and the contrasting white markers provides an extreme, uncompromising and focused look that screams to be used for the purpose it was built for: diving. And next to the impressive specifications, it offers insane quality for the money, but more on that later. Moving on to the matte black dial, the Vanuatu TI boasts a clean and legible design with a ghosted logo, which only adds more to that purpose-focused design. In the lower section of the dial we find little text that has that ghosted look as well, so no distractions here. The logo and the information on the dial is there, but it doesn't stand out, which is kind of cool. And to prevent the dial from being too boring or generic, there is also a little bit of color added onto the dial as well. The big legible white squared hour markers are reinforced by a orange Lume dot to keep things interesting. And this is just enough to add a little pop of color on the dial. A crisp white minute track next to the rehaut follows the outer perimeter of the dial, and the white squared hour markers have a glossy appearance and are big and bold. The minute hand has a small protuberance in a Sinn style fashion, which is very helpful as a pointer to the minute track. And to add even more color to the dial, we also can find a orange lollipop seconds hand that glides past the orange hour dots. The Vanuatu is the perfect tool for underwater adventures, with its large hands and markers that ensures excellent visibility even in low light conditions. Reason for this is because of the BGW9 Superluminova and lots of it. It glows very bright and strong and it lasts throughout the whole night. It's kind of like a flashlight on Duracell XXL batteries that are on steroids. Now, good lume is a must-have feature for any serious diver watch, and HELM offers one of the best lume in the business. I will include some lume shots later on in the video, so make sure to have some sunglasses ready. At the symmetrical 6 o'clock position on the dial of the Vanuatu we can find the date. For the date wheel you can make a choice for a standard white wheel with black numerals or an inverted version, which was my choice of preference. The bezel has a ceramic insert that have a radial brush finish which catches the light in a subtle way. And for low light situations, HELM have got you covered here with a fully lume bezel that glows with the same potency as we can see on the rest of the watch. The bezel is interchangeable and you can change the look of the watch with other cool bezel options that you can find on the website from HELM. I will leave a link down below for more information if you're interested. The bezel action of the Vanuatu TI lacks the tactile and precise feel a little bit, as with many titanium dive watches is the case, so it is forgiven here, especially when looking at the affordable price, but more on that later. Titanium bezels can feel a bit gritty and clicky, and when operating the 120 click unidirectional bezel of the HELM it is no different here. This is because of the nature of the titanium construction, but the bezel aligns perfectly and offers a convincing sound. Also the knurling is very grippy even with gloves on, and the style adds to the tough look of the watch. Like as with the rest of the watch, the bezel have been designed without any compromises. And what is a very practical design here is that the bezel protrudes just over the case to offer an even better grip. The case of the Vanuatu has drilled locks and the lock width is 22mm, so perfect for switching straps. And with a 42mm of diameter and with a 50mm locks to lock, it's not physically a huge watch, but the HELM definitely has a lot of presence. And when it comes to the case, the Vanuatu TI doesn't disappoint. It is constructed from lightweight yet robust titanium and it's built to withstand the rigors of underwater exploration. The whole case and bracelet are finely brushed to even emphasize the tooly nature of this diver even more. HELM watches are rugged and professionally tested. Every HELM watch is individually tested up to and beyond ISO 6000 and something. I don't know the exact number anymore, but it seems important, so I will put the correct ISO value on the screen. But this all means that the watch is tested at a water pressure equivalent to 125% of the watch rated depth. The results of these tests are included in the packaging of the watch in the form of a pressure test certificate, which is hand completed by Matt Gross, the owner from HELM. The comfort and wearability is surprisingly good, and this is because of the titanium lightweight case and bracelet. The watch sits nice and flat on the wrist without any overhang on my 6.7 inch wrist. The case have a thickness of 14mm and the Vanuatu strikes the perfect balance between presence on the wrist and wearability. The whole watch just weighs in at a 90 grams on the nylon strap and 155 grams on the full bracelet including all the links. And just to have a reference, the standard Vanuatu with the stainless steel case lays a 235 grams on the scales. Flipping the watch over, we find a very cool case back with deep engravings of the logo and additional information of the watch. And on top of the case we have a flat sapphire glass with very good anti-reflective coating on the inside of the crystal. If you like the review so far, then please consider subscribing to my channel and give the video a like or a comment. This way you will receive a notification if I launch a new video. And it is totally free, of course. Unfortunately, around 90% of my viewers don't subscribe to my channel at the moment, but for me it would make a big difference if you would subscribe to the channel. So thank you for your support, I would really appreciate your help. Let's get back to the review. Moving on to the titanium engineer bracelet and clasp, we can see that HELM has delivered once again. The bracelet looks cool and it is comfortable to wear for longer periods. The bracelet is fully brushed and on the underside we can find the milled fold over friction clasp that features enough micro adjustment holes for proper sizing. The solid end links add to the overall durability and stability of the watch, and the tolerances are really good for the price point. But as you could already probably see, the bracelet still looks brand new, and this is because I've never worn the watch on the bracelet. And the reason for this is that I really like the mil-spec and pure look of the watch on the black NATO strap that comes as a welcome and extra bonus with the watch. The NATO is of good quality, but I can see some wear and tear after 2 or 3 years of wearing this watch now. Positioned at the 3 o'clock we can find the 8mm screw down crown with a very grippy knurling, and it is signed with a deep edged logo that looks very cool. When unscrewing the crown we get a nice pop and the crown sits firmly on the stem with no play or fidgety feel to it. Even the construction of the crown is overbuilt. Operating the crown we have a smooth wind, and setting the date goes with a convincing feel. The screw down crown ensures a water resistance up to a diverse 300 meters, giving you peace of mind during your underwater adventures. And to protect the crown we also see nicely shaped crown guards. I would advise to grab your sunglasses, because we are going to take a better look at the Lume of the Vanuatu. So enjoy the light show. Underneath the hood, the Vanuatu TI is powered by a very reliable Seiko NH35 automatic movement, which is keeping precise time whether you're on land or underwater. While it may not have the prestige of an in-house caliber, it more than gets the job done and adds to the overall value proposition of this timepiece. Now finally, let's talk about the price, the overall quality and the finish of the HELM Vanuatu TI. This diver from HELM just means business and everything is just overbuilt. The tolerances of the bracelet and the watch overall is just exceptional. From the robust construction to the impeccable attention to detail, it's clear that HELM has spared no expense in creating a dive watch that punches well above its weight. Now HELM is like the Rolex of micro brands, and what I mean by that is with the delivery times. I have filled in my email address and at this point I'm number 470 on the waiting list. Now HELM produces around 200 Vanuatu TI watches each month, so you can expect a call in 22 months. But this is not for nothing. The watch is definitely worth the wait, even if it's for almost 2 years. But there is also some good news, because HELM also conducts a regular lottery sale, so they then draw names at random from the entire waiting list, which gives you the chance to buy your HELM Vanuatu TI much faster. Now the price then. What you will have to pay if you get a call, or in this case the email, is $285 for a diver's 300 meters watch that is made out of grade 2 titanium with very cool looks and that is built very well. Now that's hard to beat, right? In conclusion, the HELM Vanuatu TI proves to be a worthy contender in the world of dive watches. Whether you're a seasoned diver or a casual enthusiast, this watch is sure to impress. But could this be the best affordable alternative option for, let's say, the Tudor Pelagos? Absolutely yes. For me, the Vanuatu has filled in that gap and I have not felt the urge to add a Tudor Pelagos to my collection now that I have the HELM Vanuatu. Having both watches, they would fill in the same spot for me personally when I look at my personal collection. Yes, the Tudor is impressive, yes, I like the design of the Tudor, and yes, there's heritage and history behind the brand Tudor. But then there is also the in-house movement, and that's also of course in favor of the Tudor. But sometimes you have to be sensible and look at things in a different perspective when you see these two watches with each of their own price tag. So for my personal collection, I would rather look for a completely different beast from Tudor, and that could be found in the form of the Black Bay chronograph, for example. And don't get me wrong, I love Tudor as a brand, but in this case the HELM just offers a watch here that can give the same kind of feeling, but for a far more affordable price, at least for me. And that's the fun of collecting watches. You don't always have to break the bank to find a timepiece that can give you that special feeling when wearing it. So if you're in the market for a tough and very cool looking dive watch that won't break the bank, put your name on the list and look no further than the HELM Vanuatu TI. My name is Dick, thank you for watching and dive safe, watch friends. Goed weekend.